Hey everyone, this is Dhruvin, and in this session we will be talking about how we can create multi-step or multi-screen forms in Power Apps. So let's get started. First of all, let me talk about the end outcome that we are going to achieve at the end of the session. We are going to build a step-by-step form for onboarding process. So the first step of the form would be the personal information where user will fill in manual information over here. Then we have a next option and they will be redirected to the next step where they will be filled in their professional information over here. And the third and last step is something where we need to upload the resume as well as we need to provide the onboarding date, and when they click on save, all the information will be stored into Dataverse or CDS data source. Also, we have the previous button functionality as well where user can go back to the earlier stage and fill the information. Once the new form is completed, we have this edit form as well. Once they click on edit, it will open the similar type of edit form for them, and from here they can update the information into Dataverse. So this is the end outcome that we are going to build at the end of this session. Now let's get started the procedure for building this multi-step form in Power Apps. Let's get started. So first of all, let me talk about the overall data structure that I am going to use into this particular example. So basically, pause a video for a minute and take a screenshot of this database schema. So these are the different fields that I am going to create in my Dataverse or CDS table. So basically, my table name would be employee onboarding, and for the first step of the form we have this many of fields. For second step of form we have this many of fields, and for third step we have these fields. Also, I have provided the data type as well, so you need to create appropriate column into your CDS data. Now if you don't know about how to create the table, let me talk about that thing in very short manner. So first of all, you just need to open your Power Apps portal and go to the data section. Under data section there is an option table. From here, when you click on table, you have an option to create a new table. So just click on that and just provide the name of your table over here. Once you create the table, it will be appearing over here into this section. You just need to click on your table. So let's say we already created employee onboarding table, so we open that, and now from here you can create different column. So basically what you need to do here is you just need to take a snapshot of this particular Excel spreadsheet and you just need to create every column over here like this. So first of all, let's say if I want to create the column name with text data type, so I just need to provide the display name as name and data type as a text, and we just need to click on done, right? And once you create all the columns, it will be looking like this. You just need to select custom from here and you will be able to see all the columns that you have created. So hope so far you are good with me. Now let's move to the Power Apps and create our multi-screen or multi-step form. So first of all, I just created one blank canvas app over here. The very first step is that we need to connect our data source. For that, just go to the data source section and the created Dataverse table will be appear into entities section. So make sure that you select employee onboarding from the entity section. So let me say connect my data source, and it is connecting over here, and the data source has been connected. Now just go to the review, and now let's add different screens over here. So first of all, I am adding one scrollable screen over here, and now I'm just changing the theme. So I'm just selecting this lavender theme from here, and that will change my theme structure as well. Now first of all, let's provide the title for our screen 1. So I'm just providing my title here. Now we need to add one Power Apps form. For that, select your data card, go to the insert menu, and under forms select the edit form. So let's select that. So that has added one form here. And now let's connect our data source. So I'm just selecting my data source from here. Now we just need to add fields over here into our form. So let's click on edit fields, and now let's remove the unwanted field from here. Now you just need to go to the Excel spreadsheet screenshot and need to add all the fields that we have created over here into this orange section. So I'm going to add this many of fields over here. So let me add all of these fields. So here I have added name, email, phone number, emergency contact number, date of birth, street address, city, state, and postal code. So we created our first step. Now let's create a second screen. Provide a title. Now let's add one edit form. Provide the data source and let's add the fields. Clicking on add fields. Go to your Excel and add all of these fields over here. So I added previous experience, reports to manager, job title, salary, and technology field. Now similar way, let's create last step of the form. Add a screen, provide a title, add a edit form, connect data source, add the fields. Just added two different fields over here. Now we built our form. Now the thing is that we need to add the previous and next button over here, and we just need to initialize this form. So let's try to run this form. So here you can see that it is showing no items to display at this moment. The reason is that the form mode is edit at this moment. Right? Now let's just add one plus icon over here. Now on select, let's initialize one variable. So I'm just initialize one set variable, variable form mode, and for this particular application I'm not going to use separate new form and separate edit form. I'm just using a single edit form for both new and edit form. To initialize the new form, I am not going to use new form function. Instead of that, I will be using default function over here. So you have observed during the patch time, if you want to create the new item in defaults, we will just provide the defaults event and inside that the data source name. So here the data source name is employee onboardings. So we just need to provide that. So it defines that it will open up the new form over there, right? So what we need to do here is we just need to copy this variable now, and we just need to provide that variable as a form mode. So we just need to select the form, we just need to click on items code and just paste that variable. You need to go to all the screen form. In the step 2 as well, we need to go to the item and we need to provide that code. Similar way for screen 4 or step 3, just go there, select item code, let's provide that. Now let's rename our screen and forms. So I'm just giving the name of this screen as personal info and just rename this form personal form. Second one screen is work experience screen. Let's rename the screen. Let's rename the form. And the last screen is onboarding form. So we renamed the screen. Now we just need to add different navigation, and this is our home screen. So just open up your plus icon. Now we just need to add new form. Now we just need to use the navigate function. Navigate to personal info. Let's run the code and it opened this form. Now here we need to add one next button. So let's add one button here. So from here let's apply a code on select. Navigate to work experience screen. Right? Now let's run this and go to the next screen. Here we need to add previous and next two buttons. So let's add two buttons here. So this is one, copy and paste. Now for previous screen, on select, just write a simple code back. That's all. And for next, we need to type navigate code. Navigate to onboarding screen. Navigate onboarding. Correct. Now let's run the thing previous is working, next is working, next. We redirected to the third screen. Now here we would be having two buttons. One is for submit and one is for previous. So let's add. So on previous, simply just use back code. And now on submit, we need to store the entire form, right? For that, we are going to use patch code over here, where we will be submitting all the data together at the last stage, right? So how we can do that? Let me talk about that. For that, you just need to click on save, and on select, we just need to use a patch function, patch. Inside that, first provide the data source name, that is employee onboarding. Then we need to create the items. So for that we need to use defaults, and inside that we need to provide the data source name. But instead of using that, because we are going to use the same form for new and edit, so we have defined the set variable at the very initial of the form. So at the very beginning we have defined our set variable name variable mode, and its value is default employee onboarding, which will create the new item in the patch function. So we will use that particular variable over here. So let's go here, and now let's provide our variable name. Now here we need to pass the data that has been filled in all three forms that we have created into three different screens. So let's just add those data. So for personal information form, the form name was personal form. So we just need to provide personal form dot update. Then for second form, which was work experience, so work form, work experience form dot updates. And for the last form, onboarding form dot updates. Let me format the text, and my code will be looking like this: patch, list name, then form mode, new or update, then the form 1 data, second form's data, and third form's data. And we are good here. Once we successfully submitted the form, let's redirect them to the home screen. Notify and navigate to the home screen. So navigate home screen. So we have created our multi-step or multi-screen form successfully. Now let me do one more thing. For step 1, we can see that the name is the required field, and I wanted to have a feature that until and unless if user do not fill this field, they will not able to go to the next step. So how can I maintain that? For that we just need to click on button, and we just need to change its display mode. We need to add a condition here, like if form is valid, then its mode is edit, otherwise its mode would be disabled. So if the user do not fill the information, the button is disabled. So just remove the out of the box code from here, and now let's add a condition. If personal form dot valid, then the display mode would be edit, display mode dot edit, otherwise display mode dot disabled. So here you can see that I did not fill the name, so the button is disabled. Now let's say I am entering the value here, so the button is enabled automatically. Similar way we need to add the same code over here as well. So if user will not fill reports to manager, then we need to disable the button. So we just need to select the button and click on the display mode, and here we just need to provide if the mode of the form, that is work form dot work experience form dot valid, then it is edit mode, otherwise disabled mode, right? And now if I fill the value over here, it will automatically enabled, and we would be able to go to the next step, right? Now let's add one back button here as well. Let's add a code back. and we are good. So we have successfully created our new form. Now it's time to create the edit form. Now for that we need to build one grid over here onto this form. So let's create one grid here and then we will test the form. So I will do some fast forward process for creating the grid. So I'm just copying and pasting some of the code from earlier created Power Apps. So I created the gallery over here. Now let me talk about how I created this thing. I am showing you in a fast forward process, but if you wanted to learn that, visit my Power Apps beginner series where I have explained everything that how we can create this type of beautiful grid for our forms. So basically I just add one label control and added the title here. New icon was already created. Now I added one gallery control and I just provided the data source with my CDS data source, that is employee onboarding. To add the gallery, go to the insert menu and you will be able to see the gallery icon over here. If not, just expand this and you will be having gallery option. From that I have selected blank vertical gallery over here. So I selected that one and provide the data source as employee onboarding list. That's all. Then I added different labels over there and added the values, this item dot name, date of birth, city, email, phone number, job title and onboarding date. And don't worry, I'm going to provide the solution for this code on my GitHub account. You can directly download that and practice more on that. So I created that. Now for header section, I created one collection on the visible of the screen. So I just used a clear collect and define all the fields. And then I just add one gallery control and provided my collection over there. So I just took the second gallery and there I provided the header collection and inside that I provided label for each individual fields. Now for this particular specific item I added one edit icon. From there we will be redirected to our edit form. And as I told you at the very beginning of the session, we are going to utilize the same new form and edit form. So we don't make any changes. Only one minor change is that. Let me talk about that. So for new form, you can see that inside variable we have defined variable form mode and inside that we have provided patch functions default over here. So in defaults we provided the list item name. Now for edit form we need to first define that variable. For that let's use set and inside that variable form mode gallery selected item. So that is gallery1 dot selected. So let's pass that gallery1 dot selected. Right, and then navigate to the personal information screen. Navigate personal info screen. Right, now let's run this thing and let's check. So I just click on edit and now you can see that I redirected to the edit form. All the fields has been filled in successfully like this. Right, so our edit form is also created. We don't need to make any other changes in the code. Don't even the save code, because in save as well we have taken that dynamic variable that was for the patch function. So if variable form mode is equal to edit over here, then it will automatically take gallery selected item and update that value, and that is how the patch function will know that they need to update the item. Right, so this is very simple. Now let's do some minor tweaks over here in the form. So let's say for date field I just wanted to remove this time over here. So let's just unlock this card and remove the time. So I'm just unlocking the card and just click on delete. And once you delete that, you will be having lots of error. So you just need to remove all the codes. And the error has been gone. And now let's increase the field's width. And similar way we need to follow the same thing for birth date. We are good. Now let me just click on plus icon again. Let's go to the next. Fill in some information, go to the previous and back, and let me again click on plus. So you can see that the values are not resetting. So we just need to use reset code on the new icon. Before we navigate, let's just reset all our form. So just use a reset form option, personal form, then work experience form and onboarding form. Right, we just added reset code. Now let's test our form. So I'm just clicking on plus icon. Now let's fill the information over here. So I filled in all the information in the step 1. Now clicking on next. The next button is still disabled, so reports to manager we need to fill. So let's add previous experience. Now we filled in the work experience over here, and now let's click on next. Let's provide the onboarding date from 1st February 2021, and let's upload the resume. So I'm uploading any of the file over here, and let's click on save. So the form has been submitted successfully, and you can see that Bhavyan's information is displayed over here into this grid. Now if we click on edit, we will be redirected to the same screen, and all the information that we have filled in we are able to see here like this. Next, and here we are. Everything is stored perfectly over here. So hope this is clear for you now. If you want to practice more about this thing, you can download the code files and the solution files from our GitHub account. Links are down below in the description box. Also, if you wish to learn different Power Apps concept from the beginning, I have the complete Power Apps beginner series on my channel. Go to the playlist section and check out there. And one more important thing that we want to check here, let's open our CDS and let's check the data is stored properly here or not. So just open the CDS and just go to the data section. So here you can see that the data is stored properly. From here, what you need to do here is just need to select custom column, and you will be able to see all the records over here that we have filled in. Hope this is clear for you now. If you have any questions, you can add your questions in the comment section. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. I am uploading new videos related Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, Teams and SharePoint every day on my YouTube channel. So make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. You can also follow me on my Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and Instagram account. I have created a separate Instagram account where I am publishing different Power Platform related stories and concept every day over there. So you can have the Insta learning as well on your Instagram for different Power Platform related concepts. Also, if you are looking for any training or consultancy, here is the website that you can follow me. Also, if you wish to listen different Power Platform related podcast, you just need to simply click on this podcast homepage. It will be redirecting you to the screen. From here, you can listen your favorite Power Platform podcast on your favorite podcast platform like Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and much more. I am also available on Ghana as well. You just simply need to search the Power Platform Show, and you will be able to listen my audio podcast over there. Also, if you are interested to listen more about the audiograms, I have the separate channel called Digital Dhruvin, where I am uploading different Power Platform related audio podcast with a videogram or audiogram. So you simply go there and you can follow me and listen your favorite Power Platform podcast over there. This is Dhruvin signing off. See you in the next session. Have a great day. Goodbye.